It is 2 in the afternoon, and inside your greenhouse it is 105 degrees Fahrenheit. The plants are wilting. The air is so hot and heavy, you cannot stand to be in there for a minute. Most growers would fix this with an air conditioner, but there is a better way, and it barely costs a thing. It is called a climate battery. You bury a pipe underground, and the cool earth does the cooling for you. And the best proof it works is in the last place you would expect. 7,000 feet up in the Colorado mountains, where winter nights fall far below freezing, there is a greenhouse growing bananas, figs, tropical plants. They grow all winter long without any heater. The man behind this system is Jerome Osentowski, one of North America's most respected permaculture designers. He has run that greenhouse for over 30 years. And the same buried pipe that keeps his greenhouse warm in winter is what keeps a greenhouse cool in summer. Today, I am going to show you how it works and how you can easily grow plants, vegetables, and fruits all summer long in the scorching heat with a cost of less than a nice dinner. The cool that is always down there. You have felt this before. Walk into a basement on a blazing hot day, and it is cool down there. Step into a cave, and it is almost cold. The ground does this on its own, for free, almost everywhere people garden. But why does it happen? The sun heats the very top layer of soil during the day. But heat moves through dirt slowly, because dirt is a terrible conductor of heat. And that is exactly what we want. The deeper you go, the less the weather up top can reach you. By the time you hit 6 feet down, the heat of summer and the cold snaps of winter are basically gone. The dirt just sits there at a steady 50 degrees Fahrenheit or so day and night. It can take weeks for a summer heat wave to work its way that far down. So while your greenhouse is baking in July, the ground right underneath it is still sitting cool, holding exactly what you need, exactly when you need it most. All you have to do is reach down and pull it up into the air your plants are breathing. And for that, you need one simple pipe. How? The pipe does the work. This part is almost too easy. You bury a long pipe down deep, where the dirt is cool. You put a fan on one end. The fan pushes the hot greenhouse air down into the pipe. The air runs through the cool ground, dumps its heat into the dirt along the way, and comes out the far end cold. Then it blows back into your greenhouse. That's the whole machine. The man who coined the name was Michael Thompson, Osentowski's design partner. He called it a climate battery. Some people call it an earth tube. And battery really is the right word because the ground can store heat. During the day, the hot greenhouse air moves through the pipe. As it passes underground, the soil pulls the heat out of that air and holds onto it. The air comes back cooler, and the greenhouse stays comfortable while the sun beats down outside. Then in the colder months, you run the same system the other way. The ground still holds some warmth, and the air picks it back up as it moves through the pipe. And there is another free bonus. Hot greenhouse air is usually damp and sticky. When that warm, damp air touches the cool walls of the pipe, some of that water turns into droplets. Same thing you see when a cold glass sweats on a hot day. So the air does not just come back cooler, it comes back drier. And that matters because damp air is what lets mold, rot, and disease spread through your plants. So with one pipe, you are helping with two big problems: heat and humidity. And it costs almost nothing to run. A simple inline fan for a backyard greenhouse can pull as little as 50 watts. Now compare that to an air conditioner. A single window unit pulls around 1,000 watts. That's 20 times the fan running for hours every hot day, and you pay for every minute of it. It barely touches your power bill. But I am going to be straight with you. This only works if you build it right. Because there are a few places where people mess it up badly. And when that happens, they do not get free cooling. They get a wet, clogged, useless pipe rotting underground. Build it right or skip it. The most important thing is depth. You want that pipe down into the steady, cool layer, usually around 4 to 6 feet in most places. If you live somewhere with hard, cold winters, go deeper, down toward the frost line. The deeper you reach, the more rock solid that steady cool becomes. Do not get lazy here and bury it shallow. A shallow pipe just hands you warm air, and the whole job is wasted. Next, the pipe itself. Use the bumpy corrugated kind. The standard is 4-inch corrugated ADS drain pipe, the same stuff used for draining fields. The growers at Threefold Farm in Pennsylvania packed roughly 1,350 feet of it under a single greenhouse. The bumps tumble and churn the air as it moves through, forcing it to actually touch the cool walls and let go of its heat. Smooth pipe just lets the air slide straight through and come out the far end still warm. The bumps are doing real work. And get the kind with little holes punched in it. Remember all that water dripping out of the damp air? If your pipe is solid, that water has nowhere to go. It pools up inside, the pipe slowly fills, and before long the whole thing is plugged and dead. The little holes let the water drain straight out into the soil where it belongs. Skip the perforations and you will drown your own system. It is the single most common way these builds die. Then the fan. It needs enough push to move the air through the pipe, but do not go overboard. A good target is a fan that can turn over all the air in your greenhouse about 5 times every hour. Go bigger than that, and the extra fan power is just wasted. One last thing, and people skip this all the time. Bury a sheet of rigid foam insulation around the outside edge of your greenhouse, going down as deep as your lowest pipe. Threefold used 1-inch R5 foam board around the whole perimeter. This stops the hot surface dirt near the top from creeping in sideways and warming up your cool zone. But if it is this cheap, this simple, and works this well, how come you have never heard of it? So why does almost nobody do this? Honestly, it is real work. Digging a trench several feet down is no joke, and you have to do it before the greenhouse ever goes up on top. There is no shiny box you can buy off a shelf and plug into the wall. Nobody is running ads for a pile of pipe and a shovel. It asks you for a plan and one hard weekend of sweat right at the start. But once it is in the ground, you are done. That dirt has been holding its steady cool since long before you were born, and it is going to keep holding it long after, asking you for nothing in return. An air conditioner fights the heat with brute force and spins your power meter the entire time. This thing does not fight anything. It just quietly borrows the cool that was already down there the whole time. One pipe, one little fan, and a patch of ground that has been sitting on top of a free air conditioner this whole time. You just had to know where to dig.